everyone, and welcome back to the Chats with Kwabz. Today I'm going to be doing something that is a little hard for me because I'm not very good at being vulnerable, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm going to be sharing my testimony and how I got saved story. Oh, sorry, let me just adjust my how I got saved story. So if you want to hear more, stick around. For those of you who say that I don't share, well, this is it. So this is what you're gonna get. Okay, I don't know how much of this story people know, or like when I say people, the people that are close to me know, but it doesn't matter. This is going to be, I'm putting it out there for the world, basically. I don't know who's gonna watch this, but growing up, I was a very interesting child. I think I got messaging very early on that I was going to have to fend for myself somehow, that for me to survive in this world and to do my thing in this world, I was going to have to be strong. No one was going to look out for me. It was all me, nobody else, you know, like fight for what you want, you know, just if you have to bulldoze over people, you're going to have to do that to get what you want, because nobody's going to do it for you and you're on your own. And it wasn't a matter of me like shrinking back and like being like, oh, I'm so sorry for myself. It was a matter of you're going to have to go for it, right? But it was very untamed, in that I think because I was very angry at a lot of people and at just life, I just didn't care about people. I didn't care about a lot of things. I don't think I could see past myself to see other people. It was just about me, and because obviously, as I was saying, I just came to understand that it was me and no one else. It was me against the world, basically. So everything was about me and about how I was hurt by something, or how I was, you know, like annoyed by someone, or someone didn't understand me. One big thing for me was I was misunderstood. I think there was just a lot of things that I did that people just misunderstood, and that made me angry. That made me sad. I think, you know, what was funny is that I was hurt by that, but it manifested out of me as anger. Do you know what I mean? I was very angry. I remember one time my mom said these words to me, because one thing was my words were very sharp. My words were very, very harsh, and that was my weapon, right? If someone did something to me, I wasn't physically strong. I was going to fight you with my fists. However, my words are going to cut you, and they cut people a lot. I remember I made so many people cry just because of, you know, how caustic my words were. And that's exactly what my mom said. She was like, your words are caustic, you know, she said. And I was like, oh, my mom. You know, it was just a lot of like growing up. I remember even in middle school, which was, I think, my worst period of my life, I was just rebellious. I used to get in trouble all the time. I used to hang out with a group of girls. Eventually I stopped hanging out with them, and I, you know, started doing my own thing. And I hope this video is not too long. It's just a very abridged version of, you know, how I got to where I am right now. And obviously I have so much more work to do. God is working greatly in my life. There's so much work that needs to be done, but he's done so much. I think maybe people watching this might be like, really, Crystal, is that how you were? Because I've changed a lot. Anyway, back to the story. So I used to get in trouble a lot. I used to be very rebellious. I used to do things that I didn't need to do just to get into trouble, because I just hated people, to be honest. To be very honest, I really didn't like people. I was very angry. And so transition into high school, I left behind all like the friends that I used to hang out with, that some of them were not very helpful in me being a better person. But I started hanging out with my friend Kwabz. Shout outs to you, Kwabz. And Kwabz was a different person. She wasn't like, she didn't come from my world. She was very nice and sweet and all of that. And I started hanging out with her. And I think that was where the transition started to happen somehow, because from hanging out with her, I also got into hanging out with another group of people who were Christians, right? They were really into the God thing, and they was, you know, trying to serve God as best as they knew how. I mean, it wasn't perfect. We were kids. We were a little bit stupid, but that was it. And even let me even kind of talk about my relationship with God at that point. I think I had gotten saved so many times up until that point, and even from then, when I first got into high school through maybe the end of high school, I got saved a couple more times because I did have a hunger for God. I did have a desire to know God, but I think I was so caught up in my own mess and my own self that I couldn't really trust fully. Do you know what I mean? I thought I could do, as I told you before, in my head I was like, this world is going to have to be me against the world, right? So then nobody was going to help me. I couldn't trust anyone. So even with God, that was also my approach to him, because I was like, God, I think you're great. I think you're, awesome, but I don't know if I can trust you with my life. Like, you don't get it. Like, I need to make my own moves. I don't want to do things your way. I want to do them my way because I know what's best for me, right? Because I've done it my way for so long. So there was a lot of going back and forth. But things weren't working for me. I think I was this is going to be very interesting. I think I had the illusion that when I was in high school, when I was in middle school, there was no God. I couldn't care less. But in high school, because of the group of friends that I was walking with, there was an illusion that, even for myself, I think I believed this illusion that I was a Christian, but I really wasn't. I did all the right things. I went to church, I hung out with them, I read the Bible, I understood that, I shared the word of God and everything, like, those things, but I don't think fully in my heart I really had come to a relationship with God. I was just doing the things, and it wasn't working for me. I think I was just tired of fighting for myself, and I think I got to a point where I was like, what is all of this? What's the point of, hanging out with these people who I don't even know? My foundation for being friends with them might not even be the right thing. I don't even know. I got back to the place where I was questioning everything around me again, and I was questioning, like, who was for me, because I just had a hard time coming to an understanding of who is for me and who's going to fight for me and who's going to be in my corner. And I didn't think the people around me were doing that. So I don't know why I got to this. I think I just got tired of fighting, and I just got tired of, doing all the things that I knew I could do, but then nothing was working. So I remember that there was this time, I think it was in my my final year of high school, going into that I was going to go to college the next year. I remember so clearly. This is like a video screen, is that the right word? It's like a video playing in my mind. I can't forget this moment. But anyway, I had borrowed a friend's iPod. Her name was Audrey Odonka. Shout out to you, Audrey, because you kind of changed my life. Like, you were a tool God used to change my life. But I had borrowed her iPod, and I was listening. I don't know why, because I had my own iPod, and my iPod was my life. I loved it. I had all my country music on it, my stupid love songs. Girl, I was a mess, man. But anyway, so I borrowed her iPod, and I went into my room. I think I was going through a lot. I was in a very dark place, very, very dark place. I turned off all the lights in my room, and I was just like sobbing, crying so hard in my room, I remember. And I somehow put her iPod on shuffle, so the songs were shuffling through. And I don't know, there was some sensitivity in my soul at that point in time, because I know that God wanted to do something that day. Because usually, the songs would play, but I wouldn't hear the words. But this day, there was just something about it. And not just that, it was the fact that the songs were telling me a story. They were like, literally, it was like God was singing to me in a progression. So this is how the song started. So weird, I know. That's why it made such a big impact in my life. It started talking about how I was a sinner and I was broken and just completely like a mess, which I agreed with. And so that was like me crying, because I was like, yes, I'm such a mess. I need God, and kind of the songs progressed into, you need God to save you. You need God to, to get through this mess that you're in because there's no one else that can help you, not even yourself, type of messaging that I was getting from these songs. So weird. Anyway, so that was kind of like the next step of the songs, and it was like, give your life to Christ was the next step. You know, the song saying that just surrender everything, give yourself to Christ, say the prayer of self, you know, like those type of things, just give it all away, which I did. So in the moment as those songs were playing, basically the theme, so there were several songs that were playing, but the themes of those songs were categorized in those progressions, if that makes sense, where in the beginning was like you're a sinner, and then the next kind of songs were like you can't do this by yourself, the next kind of songs were like you need to give yourself to Christ, right? Which I did in that moment in my room alone on the floor, crying my eyes out. It was dark in my room. I don't think anyone knew I was in my room. And then the next songs, so once I did that, the songs changed into, and I remember this song so vividly, I am a friend of God, he calls me friend. Oh my gosh, my heart is even beating right now. I remember that song coming on after that, and it was like a sealing of everything. And this happened on November 26th, 2011. I will never forget this. This is my second birthday. This is my birthday. April 23rd is the day that I was born into the world, basically. But November 26th, 2011 is the day that I was born back into the kingdom of God, guys. That day has transformed my life. When that song came on, this is Isha Houghton's song, I'm a Friend of God. Guys, I think that shifted something in me where I was like, Crystal, okay, maybe you are on your own. Maybe you don't have a lot of people around you that can help you, but you have God and he's your friend and you can trust him. And man, guys, that has been the foundation of my journey with Jesus up till now. And it's been a lot of back and forth, a lot of learning how to really let go of, you know, doing things my way. Guys, if you know me, it's my way or the highway. I'm trying to get better. I know I think I've done a lot of work, but maybe not so much. But anyway, I think over the years it has been a lot of weakening of that strength that is going to be, I'm going to go at it, like I'm going to fight for myself, like I don't care if you're in my way, I'm going to, you know, fight you out of my way type of thing. It has become a little bit more like softer because of the work that Jesus is doing in my heart. There's been a lot of transformation. I'm not as angry. I don't even think I'm angry anymore. I think before I couldn't, and Melissa, I'm so sorry. My sister has taken a lot of, you know, hits when it comes to my anger, and you know, this is me apologizing to you. This is so crazy, but that's just to give you an example of how angry I am. But now I think that has softened a lot. I'm not as angry as I used to be. I have a lot more self-control, as I was saying. So for example, with my sister, like if she did something that I did not agree with, that just got me angry, like I didn't have any type of control where I was just like, maybe think before you act. It was just like boom, all the venom was spewed out at, like, and not just her but anyone. Like if you did anything to me, I remember people at church. Oh gosh. Anyway, but now I just say all of that to say that now I have a lot more self-control, where even when I'm angry at something, I don't just spew. I sit down and discipline myself to like think about the other person, you know, and not just think about how I'm feeling in the moment. And there's a lot of even to the point where now I don't think people get under my skin anymore. It takes a lot to get under my skin. Before it took just a little bit, just even a look and you were getting it. But now it's like you can do whatever you want. It's gonna take you a long time to get under my skin, because just God has done a lot of work in my heart towards like looking at other people and thinking about other people and not making everything about myself. I don't know if this makes sense. You know, I said before that I used to really not like people, but now I feel that has completely made it 180. I do not like people. I think I have more sensitivity towards people. And because of that, it has helped tame my emotions a little bit when it comes to reacting. Oh gosh, that's the word, reacting. I don't, man, yeah, Crystal. I don't react anymore. I don't. I try to respond to the situation. So basically what I'm trying to say is the work that God has done in my heart has been amazing to me. And sometimes I look at myself now and I look at myself back then, and I'm in awe. And you know, the funny thing is, I don't remember a lot of the things that I used to do back then. People remind me, people are like, Crystal, you did this and you did that. I'm like, really? Did I? Because I don't remember. That's how much I have changed from the person that I was before. I remember my friends used to tell me all the time that I had an RBF. All of you who, if you know what an RBF is, a resting face, which I know I did, because that was my shield against the world. That was the don't mess with me, because if you mess with me, I'm gonna cut you type of thing. But underneath it too was also like a, if you get me and we are good and I like you, like it's nothing. Like it was just a shield basically to filter people out. But if you got past it and you got to know me, you got to know that it was just like I was such a nice person. And that's what they used to tell me all the time, that they were so afraid to get to like even talk to me because I had such a strong face. But then once they got to know me, they realized that I was like crazy fun, which is so interesting, because I think, anyway, all that to say that now it's so interesting to me to see the difference, because sometimes I'm walking down the street with my face like resting, you know, and people are smiling at me, and I still don't understand. I don't know whether it's because they think I'm smiling at them, or there's something, I don't know what it is, but that transformation, that change in response from people that I don't even know has meant a big thing to me. Because before, because my face was so, I didn't used to get that reaction, guys. Trust me, I didn't. But now when people smile at me, I'm so shocked. I'm always like, really? Like, why are you smiling? I feel that when they smile at me is when I smile, but they don't realize that I wasn't initiating the smile. Does that make sense? It's a little crazy, but that's just to talk about. And I'm saying all of this not just to talk about like just how bad I was and how great I am now, which I'm not. Still, I still have my issues, a lot of issues. Someone even pointed some of them out to me yesterday. But just to say that God is amazing. The fact that he cared so much to reach down to me in the pit that I was. And this didn't involve anyone. I think that's what even reaffirms the fact that this was all God. It didn't involve, I wasn't in the room with anyone. No one spoke anything to me. This was just a me and God moment. And I'm just so grateful to him that he cared about me so much, and that he loved me so much, and that he was willing to, you know, go that length to reach me. And I just share this to let everyone else out there who's going through a hard time, or who is just like, you know, just can't get control of your anger or yourself, or, you know, all your issues, that God sees and he knows, and he's going to reach you where you're at. I mean, I'm not going to say this is how it's going to happen, or this is how I didn't know how it was going to happen for me, but it happened. And now my life is completely transformed. And whilst I was struggling, I think a part of me was just looking for a space where I could belong, where I could have friends around me that really understood me, that really got me, that I could say I was comfortable with. I didn't find that until I found God, because my identity is so secure in him that I know that he is ultimately my friend. He's ultimately everything that I need, that even if everything around me doesn't work, he is there. You know what I mean? So that foundation has made it so much easier for me to let go of my defenses and to go out into the world and love the people in the world who I originally would not have loved, guys. Like, and that the people that I loved were very little, maybe like 2. But now that number has increased so drastically, just because of the love of God that is in my heart, and not because of anything. I feel like it's so much more because he loved me, and because he loves me, I don't have anything that holds me back from loving other people. And so I'm just sharing this so that anyone out there who feels that like they can't be reached, or like life is too hard, or where is God, or, you know, like whatever it is that you're going through, trust me. I said, trust me that he sees you and he knows exactly where you are, and he's going to find you and he's going to reach you. And I pray that that is your story, right? That God is going to find you and you're going to believe that. And I keep reiterating it because, man, it's going, God, like just having a relationship with him just knowing him, not knowing him based on what people are telling you, but knowing him based on your own relationship with him, guys, it's going to completely transform your life. You wouldn't want anything else but God. And another thing, finding your foundation in God, where it's like everything else is an additional bonus, but God is everything. It's just an amazing journey to be on. So there's so much more that I can share regarding my journey with the Lord. There's so many stories, but this is just a very abridged version, just so that people can just come to understand that it's not about what you're doing, it's not about how bad you are, it's not about how far you've gone from God, but it's the fact that he sees you, he knows where you are, and he's going to find you. And so just be open to that. Just be open to that. Don't have anything else to say. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't think there's anything that you could do to gain God's love or to gain his attention, but just be open to the fact that God can reach you, and he will reach you in the name of Jesus. So that's my story. It was hard. I don't know if I wanted to I didn't want to share. I don't know. I wanted to share it, but I don't think I wanted to be vulnerable. But I don't know how vulnerable I was in this. Maybe I was too hard, as people say. But this is where I'm at right now, and this is how much I can share. This is my honest story about my journey with God at this moment. And I don't know how much more is going to change in the future, but here I am, and all my dirty laundry is out there. But not just that, the salvation and the saving grace of God is what really frames this entire story. So I hope this spoke to someone, and I hope that you're blessed by my story. So stay tuned for more things that God is going to place in my heart to share with people, to help them walk this journey so you can become better versions of yourself. I love you guys, and thank you so much for being on this journey with me. And I wish you guys all the very best. And subscribe to this channel, subscribe to the family, comment below. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Share, like, do all the good stuff, but subscribe. And I really want to hear what you guys have to say, so comment in the section below. And you know, as honest as you want to be, as much as you want to share, you can put that in the comment section, and let's just keep this conversation going. But subscribe. Okay guys, thank you, and mwah.